Okay, let's see if everything pops up.
Echo, Echo, Delta 1 Bravo. I can hear myself.
Okay.
How are we sounding, chat?
Uh, yeah, how are we sounding?
Does it sound like I'm winning solitaire? Because I think hopefully maybe this time I will.
Well,
I'm
no one
not
has
very
said
good at
anything, so.
Well, so far.
Jace, say something.
Oh. Check, 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 check.
All right.
Spence,
All right.
you?
All right, Kage. I think we sound good.
Okay.
Let me sign out.
Okay, you can go ahead now, Ace.
Last time, unmasked or not, our heroes had just barely got done with dealing with a time manipulator known as Stans of Time. Apparently, they managed to keep him from dying from a use of a cyanide pill. With the resourceful grip of Wilda, our water hero. Say hi, Wilda.
Hello.
Being coordinated by one of her friends, the alchemist, Edward.
Sup?
As they're dealing with Sans, they have their friend keeping watch outside the hallway that they're in. Jace, the technomancer.
Greetings.
In the meantime, while they're all waiting for proper results, our living dead girl, Dahlia,
Yo.
is currently walking the cat, Spencer, to the pizza place.
Just imagine a cat eating pizza, and that's the sound he's making right now. Also, hi.
I'm imagining it sounds like yum yum yum.
It just sounds like a cat. Like,
Probably play a softcore beat to it. Maybe something jazz-like. But we'll get on with that later. As Spencer and Dahlia managed to start getting back towards the area that they were resting at, I want to say that they stopped by that they were still in the back of the strip club of their dad's
Their
work
friends
of place, the Vanessa Suggestion, if I recall.
Yes, that's it.
Do note your father is still talking with the police, though he's probably wrapping that up here shortly, so you'll more than likely only have a couple more minutes before y'all have to scamper out before the cops get there to properly deal with the tie-down Sands. Unless were you all planning on shanghaiing him with yourselves, as well as the currently preoccupied and quiet Vroomhilda, who I believe is...
Wasn't he unconscious due to soul rending?
Well, yes.
Yeah, I thought we left Von Tilda behind. We had just finished dealing with
Sans.
Sans.
In hindsight, I think we accidentally revealed we had a very ominous warehouse for dumping the people we didn't have time for.
We don't.
Leave them somewhere, handcuffed and unconscious?
We just left her outside the casino.
Yeah, we just sort of ditched her.
All right, making notes of
Probably
that.
fine.
I feel
By
like
the
you've
way-
just given the GM ammunition to make chaos later, but all right.
No, because she's unconscious for the next 8 hours minimum.
And she's got those power binding handcuffs on. We left her handcuffed. Because we're monsters.
We're gonna come back and she's gonna be gone. And it's gonna be like, well, where did she go? She was unconscious, and that's gonna set up our next bad guy. I guarantee it.
Wait,
No,
what happened
she
to
will
them?
have gotten picked up by the cops because people.
So where'd we leave the other person that totally was under our watch and supervision that's unconscious now?
Broomhilda or
Broom girl, Broomhilda.
Brunhilde
Yes, go ahead.
is currently back at the casino, probably getting picked up by the cops or the military, whichever comes first.
Probably both.
Well,
Military
sadly,
police.
you guys aren't there, so I cannot say or verify such things.
Hold on. Hold on. Let me hop on over there. Just give me like 5 seconds.
Except for the amount of civilians there would probably preclude letting anyone other than the cops pick her up.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. So once more, she's currently left behind to be dealt
Yeah.
with amongst a crowd of people who are freaking out about the whole situation of gravity, of being stuck in one place, whether by gravity or time. Left to them to figure that out. You already know the answers. Speaking of time, so I want to say, Dahlia and Spencer, you just made it back towards the. Were you going for the side entrance, the back entrance, or the front door you bore through?
For what?
I am guiding Spencer towards whichever entrance was closer to where they were going. Like if it's a side entrance,
What entrance to where?
mainly trying to avoid the cops.
It would be the entrance in the back that would lead to that short array of rooms. One of them being used as an interrogation room.
All right, yeah, Dolly is gonna go in the back door then and sort of guide Spencer there before he gets distracted by the shining lights.
Thankfully, your investigation beats it passively, so you don't need to stress about that. You do find the door. You do open in. You do hear water running in the back. Wilda, how are you feeling right now?
Probably like I need to make a fortitude save.
I thought the last time we'd managed to get you to the showers that are in the back room for the girls.
I think we stopped right before.
So we'll say that you're currently in the midst of a shower. Go ahead and give me that fortitude save. Go ahead and add +2 to it since you're in the midst of shower using your regeneration.
You're in the shower. Congratulations.
Circumstance bonuses, baby.
Well, to be fair, it's not like Transient would see anything.
Yeah.
Also,
if he
I wasn't
does-
ready to make a roll yet.
Congratulations.
Oh shoot, I should get my sheet up, shouldn't I?
Yeah, you probably should.
19.
19. All right, that's a 2-degree success. Nice. Nice. Given how much volume of water you have, and now are reintroducing to yourself, you managed to reflush that. But that normally dangerous to a body if it's directly injected into the bloodstream and sent to the main organ like the brain. But because you're all water, you're able to dilute it with no problems. Just slight numbing sensations, but that you get over that about 2 minutes in the shower. So
Does it make my tongue feel all tingly?
while that's happening, Jace, you do happen to hear the back door open, and you're able to turn around and see Spencer and Dahlia enter in. How do you want to greet them?
nicely.
What the? Jason's just gonna wave. He's sitting in his hover chair right now. He's just waving. I don't have anything on.
Are they done with the orchard hay? And Dahlia covers Spencer's ears as she says it.
That wasn't it, but sure. Yeah. I think one of them's washing up and the other one's doing whatever he does with soul bits.
Okay, cool.
Casually talking about the manipulation of life force and living essence, so casually, so peacefully.
Listen, I'm protecting Spencer's innocence here. I'm doing my.
Congratulations. You've distracted him from the idea that pizza's delicious for 5 seconds.
I'm just Dahlia scratches your ears so you think you're just getting a massage.
For a brief moment, Spencer thinks he's deaf and then he's back to normal.
It's like for it's like a split second. He's like, "Oh no, I've gone deaf," and then he and then he uncovers the ears. He's like, "Oh, must just been the pizza being delicious again."
I guess my ears blinked.
Yes, his ears blinked.
Oh goodness. So, I believe once Puddle is done with her shower, she's gonna rejoin the group. Transient, are you still doing anything with the current knocked out Sands at the moment?
Let's see here. Did we cuff him already?
Yes,
Grace?
Yes.
Okay.
he got cuffed.
chair,
That's how the battle ended.
I tackled him
right.
and cuffed him really hard.
Hey, this is the guy that I got rid of his arm, isn't it?
Yes.
He grew it back.
He got a metallic one thanks to a friend.
Out of curiosity, on a scale of 1 to car battery, how far did the orchard ray go?
One more time.
On a scale of 1 to car battery, how difficult was it to interrogate Sansa?
Well, on a
Not
scale to
very.
1 to car battery, we chose waterboarding.
Yeah.
So about an 8, I think.
Hey, ironically, it ended up saving Sands from an early demise. I mean, cyanide pills being used and whatnot.
Yeah.
Normally, you wouldn't be able to get away with such things, but hey, luckily enough, they had a wonderful body of water to help with that.
Yeah, I
know-
crossed the blood-brain barrier.
Like rabies.
Mayor.
Yes.
Somehow I feel like out of all the stuff that's happened so far, the zombie talking about rabies is the most ominous thing.
I resemble that remark.
Yes, you do. I would like to transform the metal arm into simple cast iron.
Ugh.
I'm just imagining that Spencer.
Let me double check your alchemy because I think you can already do that passively. I shouldn't have to make you do a active check, but if it requires an active check, by all means, alchemize away, you mean sick son of a gun.
Mine's a base 10, so
Yeah, but you've used regeneration, so your alchemy should be lower.
that's my expertise, and that portion only affects just how much I can transform.
I'm just imagining that Spencer has this thought bubble of some guy, the crayon drawing of someone doing surfing because they said waterboarding.
Yeah. Dahlia says, it was just gonna be like, yeah, you wouldn't like it, the water, remember?
Spencer nods. Spencer no like water, yes, just nodding.
And before I write that, I gotta double check one tidbit of information, unless somebody has the answer to it real quick.
What's
What
up?
was MySpace? When was MySpace a thing?
Not yet.
All right.
Not for another 4 years.
Because I disconcerted Jace with my monstrous self talking about rabies, do I get a Benny?
No, because while he was mildly perturbed, he wasn't stricken with fear.
Darn. It's worth a shot.
Was worth a shot. I will applaud that. Will applaud that.
Even with the regen, because I ate, I kind of restored myself.
Oh, I didn't realize you had eaten yet.
Yeah, that's how we knocked him out.
No, he got knocked out because the poison started taking over.
Ah, right.
You haven't eaten. Which could lead to the roleplay thing that I was...
Yeah. So let me see here. Okay, that's that. So, Mer, just waiting on an answer real fast.
Well, forgive me, I'm a bit distracted answering quietly to another question. So, what was the question?
I think he sent it to you privately.
Ah, my apologies.
No, not that one. I was turning his arm from the steel, iron, whatever mix into cast iron.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Knowledge, DC 17. Alchemy's a plus 10, so yeah, you already do. That's a passive success as far as I can tell. I'm
Alright.
not seeing anything that would be a force to roll for this one, since you're just switching it from one substance to another. You're not literally trying to make something out of it.
Yep.
Essentially, you are weak. You are just rearranging the molecules to a different system.
To be fair, the arm is probably iron.
Of some type.
Yeah.
Steel.
Stainless.
Huh? It's no
Okay.
cast iron.
Yeah, as you touched it, you found it hilarious that someone made an arm out of stainless steel to try to keep it more pristine from rusting. And so you cruelly just decide to turn it to cast iron. Why not?
Right, it's technically weaker, and that means that if he tries to break out of the cuffs, he's more likely to break the arm than he is to break the cuffs.
And I think it's heavier, too.
By a significant margin. It's also thicker.
And more prone to rust.
Man, if you'd turned it into solid gold, you could have gone straight for the classic Philosopher's Stone.
Well, if you turned it into gold, it would be lighter and easier to, break the arm off so he could get away from the cuff, as opposed to...
Gold is dense and it's very malleable.
Gold would be far heavier, but it would also be able to
Crush easily.
Yeah, it's far more malleable. It's far softer. There is.
Yes. And
How
then
does he always wind up talking about metal and bond in every session?
hey, you forgot the one session we talked about the force that Spencer generates when he punches someone.
Yeah, but you do have lots of math in your game.
Alright, so that's finally sent. My apologies for taking that long. So once the arm is cast iron, what is everyone doing? Specifically Edward.
Walk out of the room. Oh, to the industrial area.
Feed the appropriate information to his teammates to inform them that there's basically radio feed from the cops. Stuff's happening on the Pyrogold Taurus website talking about everything that's going on, and multiple of the rich people estates have been lost, including, as I have been phrased by the DM, Watts Estate number 2 has gone down.
Well, we've also heard that that feels like a distraction from something else, right?
I think that was the finale. I think they're on the way to the home base.
Yeah.
Right, which you all do remember quite easily after, that severe torture, which, I mean, Edward and Wilda, once she does emerge out from the shower, will relay to y'all to everyone.
Wilda's trying to do something from in the shower, but keeps getting interrupted.
My apologies. Well, what are you doing in the shower?
Calling transient over.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, so you
And
get
he'll
pulled off.
walk over to where he hears the water going.
How hungry are you?
Not as bad as it could be, but could be better by a fair margin.
Then, while I'm in here and I can recover, take some of mine. She'll stick an arm out.
Thank you.
Curious.
They don't know what's gonna happen, so.
Yeah, so he'll reach out and
Take a
start using absorption.
All right. Will that give me Will that give me a fortitude DC check, please?
Okay, that is no
It'll be a
circumstance bonus. Oof. What was the check?
It was a 16.
2 degrees.
So you're exhausted.
Wilda, you know, I'm not sure how often you notice it over the time as as you've been fighting alongside your friends every now and then, watching Edward take down an enemy. It almost seems simpler with him. You at first you thought it was his katas. This sensation almost makes you feel like you're about to pass back out. You're about to go back to human form.
Sorry. Didn't mean to take quite that much.
It's fine. You're fine. I'll be fine.
Edward, can you do me a favor?
Sure.
I need a very simple will check from you.
Oh, boy. All right. Well, it's a +4, so...
Yeah, mine was a +5, so.
Please roll better than yesterday. That's better than yesterday.
I'd say.
For a quick second, you felt like you can empathize with her. You understood why she wanted to make sure you were up to snuff. You're not quite sure what the other person might be doing, and she's trying to make sure everyone's well taken care of. And before you can almost emulate that emotion, you managed to brush it off and go back to your casual, hardened self.
Hey. I am not quite Chunibyo yet.
Mild,
Wait a year.
mild aside, DM, out of curiosity. Did any of the nonsense that was going on screw up the power to this building?
Amazingly enough, no.
Okay. I was just gonna say if it had been screwed up, that Jace would try and get the power going again before they left.
Understood. I mean, more than welcome to try to make sure that nobody else is stuck in a time loop, but as far as you can tell, everyone seems to be all safe. The Vanessa suggestion is suggesting that they'll be opening up again here shortly.
As soon as the cops remove the unconscious bad guy.
Yes, and yay. Thank you.
So.
Wasn't there structural damage, or am I thinking of the casino? I feel like there was structural damage.
You're thinking of the
casino. The casino that was originally I think I said what 4 stories tall, and then rendered down to 20 feet because gravitational field.
To be fair, the only damage in here is bullet holes.
Yeah, well,
And
they
some
were.
brain damage.
We're not talking brain damage.
Wasn't talking about y'all.
Fair. Okay. She'll come out of the shower. I assume even with her regeneration, she's not feeling the best.
I will say, using your regeneration, you can reduce that exhaustion down to fatigued, but you can't. But you would need to take more time, which you technically don't have if you're about to make the motion towards
Yeah.
the next spot you're heading. Which I believe, as Transient was able to extract from Sans before everything, he begins to relay that information. Do you remember? Do you remember the place, Transient?
I do. It's, or at least I thought I did. We only know the rough location because.
Well,
I
you
thought
heard it from
Dahlia had a lot more
Broomhilda.
Yeah, I thought we had more detail. I thought Dahlia got the address or something. Is she knew German?
We didn't get the exact address from the German. It was just a warning. I mean,
No, I think we got it from him. The thing that caused the cyanide to come out was him. We asked who was in charge.
yeah.
All right, exactly. So, to essentially recap the information, you do recall that they spoke about an abandoned apartment complex in the industrial sector area. Dahlia, let me double check your advantages.
She is well informed. I know that.
Yes, I am.
Ace, there is something with my soul absorption that is.
DC effects insubstantial, half ranks, cumulative, incurable. Ooh.
Yeah, incurable.
He's
Her
still exhausted.
regeneration requires persistent to heal the incurable damage.
Let me double check her regeneration. Substantial water regeneration. Every 1 round, source water, personal permanent. Not saying persistent. That's gonna be something you're gonna have to remember, Puddle.
What's that?
So it turns out his soul absorption actually has incurable as one of the portions, and
Okay.
apparently
That's the
needing
keyword.
apparently needing a persistent keyword on your regeneration in order to supersede that. So you're currently still exhausted, unfortunately.
Okay, that's fine. I just found out that they have an adjust for exhausted. In Hero Lab, yeah.
Yep.
I'm definitely gonna need to sit down. Where's my finances at?
You have it already. You just need to re-download it.
Yeah, I thought I bought it for you or something. No, I bought something else for you.
You bought me the Mutants Mastermind 3E, which I love and cherish dearly every day.
Just double check. The only people who are aware that this soul stuff's going on is the soul drinker and the one who's having their soul drink, right?
Yeah.
I know he eats souls because we're like eating people's solidarity.
Yeah.
So
We get each other, man.
to put the web exactly, Edward and Dahlia, body and soul devourers, monsters a go-go.
Yeah. Team
Very
Monster.
much so.
Wilda and Edward, good friends, good enough that she's willing to go out of our way to help him in case he needs anything. Money, food, souls. Spencer, Edward. Spencer is aware of. Spencer can somewhat smell or hear. He does have a unique spiritual sense, so he can somewhat sense that there's some meddling going on, but he can't exactly say what it is. So he's aware something's happening, but he's still cat, so he can't say.
I am cat.
Ain't that right, Spence? And then Jace and Edward. Great minds think alike. What fuels those minds vary. And as far as I can understand, neither of you have exactly said what exactly fuels your guys' powers. So between you two, there might still be that distinction that needs to be settled. But you're definitely aware. Most people go down faster with him not physically beating on them. And you're going to find out how. Not exactly right now. Sorry if that made it sound like a threat. Anyway.
Curiosity. I definitely had that moment earlier at the military base where Jace was like, you definitely took something from that man that was not normal with Edward, right? I recall. I'm not sure if I saw him soldiering someone. I feel like he soul drunk a guy at the stairway.
Yeah, I do vaguely recall that you saw him drink someone, but you didn't know. You saw him like punch someone, and then they just went unconscious.
They just dropped right there.
A fully trained soldier, one punch KO by a 16-year-old with a haphazard mask on.
So
Yeah.
I'm suspicious, but I don't know anything yet.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's
So
no proof.
once more, great minds think alike, and they suspect even more.
Well, Wilda's gonna slither out of the shower and kind of slither towards Spencer.
And so you do see Wilda seeming a little less chipper than normal as she sluggishly slithers over to you guys.
Yeah, Dahlia's right there with Spencer, so.
You see Spencer just like hoovering the pizza, and then just like, you want a piece? With like his mouth full of food.
You ate all your pieces. That's your last. I don't think she wants your half-eaten slice, Spencer, though it is very sweet to offer.
Well, there's a little crust left on it. It's good.
I'm gonna do a quick roll. I have no bonuses to this.
It's not another curiosity check, is it?
Nope. And let me edit that real fast.
Aww.
That was an attempt at a deception.
Okay.
Spencer has to insinuate what might have happened there.
I don't know, Spencer. You feel like you want to incite that?
Sure, I'll insight it. I've got a +3.
Plus, he can read emotions.
8. I can read emotions. 8.
It's better than 2.
It is.
Let me know if he wants assistance with that insight thing. I feel like I can take a crack at it safely.
So DM, what do I get?
DM processing.
DM's probably answering a DM.
looking at very guilty.
or getting food from
Transient is Italian.
Oh, while that's
Yeah,
going
very
on,
good.
she kind of just leans up against Spencer.
I so badly want to roll insight for Jace, just so it can go wrong, because I want to have him draw the wrong conclusion and assume Edward's a vampire.
I mean, you're not wrong.
And I'm not gonna say no. If you feel, since you're in there, he's not hiding his guilty face.
Not well.
Do I
at
have
least.
to roll to fail an insight check?
very, very, very much failing at deception right now.
Do it.
Let me just double check.
I'm not
our dear
sure you
Jace,
can
so I can
fail.
remind myself.
My
It is
insight's
not-
pretty high. I don't know
It's
if I
not
can
physically
fail.
possible for him to fail this insight check.
Yeah, there's no way he's failing with a plus
Here's the
17.
things. So you see Spencer
Spence.
just like looking at Transient. And Transient,
Spence couldn't fail this insight check.
No.
Yeah, I could not. If I really tried, I could, but I can't.
I'm going to give it a try and assume that Jace is going to understand that he fed on her in some way, and hope that he doesn't understand what way, just so I can make the vampire joke.
Yes, do it.
1 second.
That's 1d20 plus 17, so let's see how this turns out.
Now, one.
This is the only time we're hoping. No, opposite of that.
20.
Nat 20.
I have understood the laws of the universe, damn it, not now!
Use a Benny.
He
There-
can't
there
roll
is-
below what he
Oh
could.
yeah, you're right. Sorry.
There is no edits to this. Jace, at this point, you're just blurting out what you already suspect. Because it's quite obvious that somehow, some way, Edward fed off of Wilda. He may not have fangs, he may not be an obvious vampire, but somehow, some way, he took something from her essentially. You're not even sure if you...
I'm just giving it the sus stare, because no one ever explained to me how the fuck this works.
To be fair, I never explained it to anyone, so...
Yeah, Dahlia just kind of like witnessed, and we did like this like nod, like yeah, we know, yeah.
He did explain a bit to Wilda when they were in that room, which is why she offered.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, you did explain to Dahlia. Back at the military base a little bit, or no, it was at the grocery store after she ripped someone's throat out.
Yeah.
So, question, DM.
Wilda knows, Puddle knows because I explained it to her at her house.
Dahlia knows.
Dahlia knows.
I want to imagine Jace is having a beautiful mind moment where it's like he understood those weird symbols at the base. He's clearly taking things from people. He has the ability to turn things into other things, and I'm trying to connect the pieces.
Alright, Spence, you were saying?
Yeah. So, question, DM. So, Spencer saw something missing from Wilda that was now inside of Edward, correct?
I can't say that. You do notice that that there isn't much of a life aura ebbing out of the body of water that's Wilda that you normally sense from her. It's like someone took a cheese grater and shaved off a heavy portion, whether by intention or not. So it definitely feels like it thinned out.
Spencer's gonna look over at Wilda, and then slowly his eyes turn to Transient.
And when you look at Transient, you see his life aura. His life aura seems to be a bit more buoyant of itself. There is no indication that that he has any of Wilda's, as he's already essentially absorbed it into him before stepping out. Like adding oil to the fire. The fire
yes, but all of those analogies are completely lost on Spencer. So instead, You know that episode of Jimmy Neutron where he says, "I can't explain it in my own words, so I'm going to whisper it to Sheen, and he's going to blurt it out in astonishment." So that's kind of exactly what's going on with Spencer right now. So it's more of like, what's going on here? And then he looks between Intransient and looks between Wilda and just goes something along the lines of, "Did you eat her pizza or something?"
You've interrupted the beautiful mind moment successfully. Jason's going to pat you on the shoulder. He's out of the flow state. You've done it. all that calculation, all that piecing it together, gone. Pizza.
Congratulations. Pizza is all you're thinking about now.
You have any pizza left, Spencer? Now I'm hungry.
Oh God, I'm staring at my food. I haven't opened it to eat it yet, and right now my brain is just melting at this comment coming from the most innocent person here.
It's not even like accusatory. It's like, "You ate her pizza, didn't you?" Just like that, the same voice he always has.
You're somewhere in the distance. Good night, everybody.
Justine will return to that beautiful mind moment the next time he gets a crit and something mind-based.
And then immediately Spencer, it's just taking a hammer to the bubble.
If Spencer fails hard enough, all of Jace's thoughts can be interrupted.
Yes. I got an 8, you got a 37. By difference, it averages out.
Edward, Dahlia, Edward, Wilda, how do you two want to respond to Spencer's blurting?
Well, I will say Dahlia is busting a gut at Cinder's analogy.
My reaction is very much posted in Cultisec Lounge right now.
I saw. Wide-eyed. I like. Wilda?
Wilda has put her head on Spencer's. She's just like leaning on him.
Right, and so no physical reaction to him just blurting that out.
No.
Awesome. Also innocent. Love it. Love it. Love it.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and follow up with a second statement. Did you consent to him eating your pizza, Wilda?
Dahlia is like crying. She's laughing so hard, hand braced on the wall and doubled over.
There's some snickering coming from the lone storage worker who's trying to ignore everything but can't help but hear the comments as well.
Fair. This is probably one of the most serious things that Spencer has in life, which is pizza. Other than Wilda.
I let him have some, yeah.
Oh, good. If you didn't let him have your pizza and he took it anyways, that would be no good.
At this point, the door opens with God, trying to remember his name. Kurt. Was it Kurt?
Yeah.
Cyrus.
This is a very important question. This is a very important question. Does Prime have a preloaded PSA on consent?
Yes, please.
Prime is currently a wheelchair and has not been able to voice.
But
He's
it's
got
Dahlia will
speakers.
say it for him. It's always important, kids, to remember the importance of
Getting consent before eating someone's pizza.
I'll just squeeze in a PSA with everyone else spouting. It's like I already got guest stars for this one.
I like to imagine Spencer just turns the camera in the worst fourth wall break of all time. Is like, remember, kids, if someone eats your pizza without your permission, that's no good.
it.
Best part is, as I was,
I want to imagine that Roggen Prime has just manifested a microphone for a resident zombie to speak into to convey this PSA. It's just
like
amplified through the speakers.
on the side of your hover chair arm, just like pops out an extended mic over toward where Dahlia and Spencer are talking about the proper use of consent to make sure that it goes both ways. Just as Cyrus comes in, hears all this, blushes, and turns right back out without saying a word.
Why is Dad turning red? Did he have too much pizza?
God damn! Lord have mercy.
I-
I like how this is the one time the cat isn't blushing, damn it.
Yeah.
It's got me
One
feeling
time.
red.
That's because
Yeah.
the cat doesn't know what he's talking about.
Dad has no idea what he's talking about. Instead, he thinks it's all about pizza, but in reality, everyone's thinking it's the funniest thing ever and that he's the center of conversation, and he's just basking in the glory.
Oh, that
Finally,
euphemism.
they think I'm smart.
Cut the
That's not
commercial.
even.
I love that this moment is just Spencer thinking that he said the most significant thing in the history of ever that has every sort of connotation and significance to this moment, but instead it does not.
Oh, good lord.
We should get moving before the police get here.
Oh yeah, the police. Do you think they? Oh right, the police. His mind on pizza has been completely broken for at least 5 seconds. We should get. Where are we going again? I got
The
distracted. by
industrial
pizza.
sector. Let's go.
And Spencer just literally engulfs the last part of the half-eaten slice of pizza, and we're ready to go.
As you guys begin making your way over towards the industrial sector, both Dahlia and Jace actually do have information about possibilities of which abandoned apartment complex it might be. We'll check in a couple of things.
I will mention that as we're going, she will go into her human form and just be going in Spencer's arms.
Yes. This is again, this is the best day ever for Spencer. He got to tackle someone. Someone give him free pizza. Well, technically, Will had to pay for it.
Hold on a second. Is Spencer doing the Machamp carry from Pokemon Sun?
I have no idea what that is.
Hold on a second. Let me find it.
You better find it.
Dahlia climbs on like a piggyback.
So, what was I gonna do? What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So basically, the summary of Spencer's day is: 1, he woke up, he got to watch the news, he got to help someone and prevent people from getting frozen and shot at. Then he tackled the guy to the ground and put handcuffs on him.
General chat, Spence.
Yes, that is exactly what's happening. Except Spencer's not as beefy, but he is beefy. So
Cat and mobs.
yeah, Spencer got pizza, Spencer got called a good cat, Spencer got pet, Spencer got ear scritches. This is the best day ever.
Okay,
And now he has
there's
pizza.
2 apartment complexes it could be, I'm thinking. So there's Mama Rose and Sweetwater Groves in the sand. And call me maybe it's a hunch, but if they've got names like Sands of Time and Boom Hilda, they're probably going to go with the terrible pun of Sweetwater.
You want me to double check, see if I can hack into any CCTV?
Does that one say Sweetwater? Spencer can't read.
Yeah, double check my info, of course.
I would like to use the thing that I'm doing where I'm reaching out and hacking into stuff to try and check CCTV if I can.
Yes, you Yeah. All right. So you're checking this, the cameras over at those
Yeah.
areas,
I'm
or as
checking the
close as you
camera
can.
as close as I can for verification of them possibly having come or go in the region recently. Just keeping an eye out for that one fucking Jeep. And that'd be technology or something else.
No, it would be technology.
Okay.
Oh,
Let
yeah.
me.
But you wouldn't need to roll for your technology because you already beat the base to the base passively to control those things. I will need a proper perception as it, we need to see how well you can discern which one of the two is the better possibility.
All right. Well, that's still a plus 17, so I'll go ahead and roll that.
Yep.
21.
So with your 21, as you're eyeballing both complexes inside your mindscape, you do notice for abandoned complexes, they seem to be getting some frequent foot travel. Although you can't tell if it's because Mama seems to be next to a still operable alcohol shop, which seems out of place in the industrial sector. And over at the Sweetwater in the Sands, you do notice a group of people just chilling in the main parking lot area. So,
Do I see the Jeep in either of those cameras?
the Jeep? No.
Okay.
So which are you thinking?
As your eyes pan around, you do see a light in both complexes. One seems to be hidden in the far bottom right of what your view is from the camera in the Mama Rose apartments, and the other seems to be on the third floor in the front, right above where the lobby sector would be in the Sweetwater.
So third floor for Sweetwater, first floor for Mama,
Yep.
and there's just lights on.
Just lights on, with the occasional silhouette moving, but otherwise just lights on. These aren't the best cameras, remember.
I know it's CCTV, but it does give me an idea of the area. Can I try and reach out from the cameras and futz with the lights and see if I can get any silhouettes?
Go ahead and give me a technology check. -2 due to the fact that you're trying to coordinate not off of the actual electrical system itself of that building, but rather trying to sub-circuit through a series of interceptions through the transformers in those power grid. Blech.
That's a 34.
Oh goodness me! Who decided to turn on a rave at Mama Rose in the Sweetwater? So while you do have lights flickering on, you do notice that the Sweetwater seems to have a couple more reactions once the lights flicker in certain areas on the second floor. At least, definitely in two areas, there seems to have been like something rumbling enough because there seems to be dust coming from those windows now.
From the which windows?
The second floor windows, more over towards the left side of where your mindscape can see. From the
Which
camera
apartment?
That will be the Sweetwater.
Yeah, I'm getting weird disturbances at Sweetwater now that I'm screwing around with their electronics.
So is that what you?
Yeah, I'm telling everybody that.
All right. So everyone, you are being told to consider the Sweetwater first. If you guys want to go and start making your headway towards there.
How far away is it?
You guys are currently in the food sector, but you're close by the the 15-minute drive-through portion that leads into the industrial sector. From there, it'll probably be maybe for you at most 5-6 minutes to get there. It's just you'll have to do an acrobatic check to try to dodge over the curved bend of the river that you'll have to pass over without any bridges.
So
I will run surveillance as best I can and take Rockin' Prime there if you guys all want to go on Spencer Express and we keep in touch over radio.
Yeah.
I have to
Mind
go.
if I stick it out with you? You and
No.
Rockin' Prime, it'll be easier for him to carry the 2 girls.
That good with you guys? We run surveillance with technology, and I start doing the beautiful mind thing again. Spencer, stop him.
Yeah, that's fine.
Spencer, you thinking of technology, and Spencer just goes, "I can carry them on my own. They're pretty light."
Oh, all right. Then I'll keep in touch over radio. Well, you guys have a radio, right?
What's a radio?
They have
The other
phones.
two. True. I guess I do have a phone, but I'm not sure how reliable cell service is compared to walkie-talkies in
And then Spencer
2002.
pulls out this extremely decrepit flip phone that looks like it's been dropped 1,500 times and says, "Can you connect to my phone?" The SIM card is missing. Just kidding. The SIM card's in there. It's completely usable.
Wilda has a BlackBerry.
As does Transient.
I
We
like
paid
doing that.
extra for that smartphone.
I know, but Spencer had one in the very beginning of the campaign. Remember that?
Yeah.
He still has it. He just hasn't told you where he put it.
Oh goodness.
In case anyone calls him. But no one ever calls him.
Also, to be fair, Wilda is basically snoozing in Spencer's arms.
Why does that perturb me more than it subtle? Don't mind me. Just villainous meme caught me off guard. Back to the task at hand. So, as you all are making your way separately, the gals on the cat, the boys on the bot.
Bots are for boys, after all.
And pussies for girls.
What's a pussy?
Cat.
Good night, everybody.
Spencer is doing the Revenge of the Blushes this week, I guess.
Haha, lesbians.
Revenge of the Blush 2.0. Gregory Boogaloo.
Revenge of the Blush 2.0. Gregory Strikes Back.
So, Jace and Edward, you guys are at least 120 feet in the air, pushing 140, trying to cut that time quickly before you reach back down.
Yeah.
You're able to keep your eyes on Spencer and the girls as they're making their way swiftly over across the area.
I'm running surveillance through cameras while Transient is presumably piloting the obstinate robot. You can fly a Gundam with no training, right?
I got a +6 to tech, so probably.
Remember to keep your arms and legs buckled inside the robo at all times.
Hey, Robo, you don't have any seatbelts back here.
Does not compute.
And that's how his electronic brain breaks and he just drops out of the sky.
Imagining like you know that like confetti they use for the Dare campaigns? I imagine one of those shooting out and wrapping around Transient to hold him on.
I was just about to say, like a series of wires seem to erupt and act as a pseudo seatbelt. Remain seatbelt inside the robo at all times.
Did he just have a stroke?
Remain seatbelts.
I think I broke the robot. I'm sorry about breaking the robot.
You
I'm not sure it was cool in the first place, but my god, dude.
Brandy, go ahead and give me a technology check to make sure that you can steer the robo while he's having a slight malfunction.
You've given the robot a stroke.
You seem to find the proper steering path, managing to keep it from almost ascending too high, managing to re-regulate. The seatbelt does not do you any favor.
You grab either side of his Gurren Lagann style sunglasses and just tilt his head.
I was wondering how a robot steered. I didn't realize it was this easy. Tilt.
Yeah, it turns out it's really easy for them to just go in the direction they're looking if they're not thinking about it. And Rockin' Prime's never thinking about it.
Back down at the ground, as Spencer manages to make it towards the river bend that cuts across the portion closest towards the industrial sector's barrier. Not barrier, I said. I mean, the industrial sector's apartments section. Go ahead and give me that acrobatic roll to leap over the body of water with no problems. Heaven willing.
1d20 plus 10. That's a 22.
All right, beautiful. Nice launch. Wonderful. The girls don't even need to really struggle to hold on to you as you leap with a ballerina's grace, one would say, and land on all feet.
Majestic.
What's majestic mean? Did I do bad? I'm sorry.
Ballerina.
What's up?
You did the lion thing.
Confused.
Meanwhile, Wilda is sleeping in his arms
Pretty much.
like a rock.
Spencer lets Dahlia down, confused if he did a good job or not.
Dahlia says, "You did a great job, man."
This Spencer understands.
Dahlia offers scritches.
This he
Seeing
understands
Kitty
even
stop
better.
directing robot down.
Go ahead and give me another tech check to make sure that you descend safely. Well, while you're doing that, Jace, you are able to see some more motions as some of the people that were sitting in the parking lot seem to notice some of the slight commotions. One of the guys that is sitting there, amongst the gathering, seems to give them the hand motions to go check it out. And with a simple pull on the chin and hold on the chin of the suggested face of Rock and Prime, you are able to start descending calmly towards the noted apartment, or like on the rooftop of a building next to it. Is that where you guys were aiming at? Were you aiming to land right on top?
I was looking to land next to Spencer.
All right, and Spencer has not defined where he's stopping at exactly. So Spencer, as you're being guided towards the Sweetwater, I'm sure Dahlia is pointing out which path to go, right?
Yeah, Dahlia's guiding.
Move more this way. More.
No more this way, Spencer. No, that's a wall.
He walks into the wall.
Spencer, no. You'll hurt Puddle.
And that the second you say that, he goes, "I am listening even more now."
Spencer, prepare. You always got to say, "Oh yeah," before you bust through a wall. It is mandatory practice.
Oh yeah, right. I knew that. Which way again?
Dahlia just points.
Well, I guess we're getting define how close is.
I'm trying to patch up some box text real quick. Actually, give me a moment. Nothing.
Do I have to go in the building to be close?
No, you managed to reach the outskirts of the intended apartment complex, where you see a small series of cars like staggered about. The cars are defunct, out of commission, and missing several key components like a wheel or an engine and some.
Huh. Well, Dahlia, where do you point Spencer to go?
Where are the people again?
Well, once more, let me finish this quick box text as you guys come into view of it.
Okay.
Jace can see them. The rest of us can't at the moment.
I guess Jace is passing the information to Transient so Transient can pass it to the others.
Want to say yes. Do apologize for taking this bit. As you guys come into view of the Sweetwater, the abandoned apartment that you all deciphered from the previous posts sits on the third floor. The overall building appears worn and decrepit, with only one visible intact window on the outside third floor, with light shining through. The second and first floors look worn, with most of the numbers missing from afar and lights flickering chaotically. Going on towards the people there. That's not what I wanted. Trying to copy and paste for this short portion.
An idea for my fellow learned friend that has suddenly come to mind. Could we perhaps try a breach and clear strategy here? Is there any way we can produce a sizable flash to throw them off their game so we can rush in and basically just get them with the cuffs before they can put up a fight?
Possibly if Edward could make a flashbang, or Dahlia could just teleport in there.
So as you guys grow closer towards the building, as you're trying to figure out how to approach it, a short number of people standing around the building in the parking lot start eyeballing you, going from their simple mutterings now looking towards you. Their muttering does not sound either English or Spanish at the current moment.
Does it sound German?
We'll check in my party plan now.
Does it sound Russian?
It sounds like cat noises.
Oh man, that's Spencer's area of expertise. He's got this one.
Meow, 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 meow.
Yeah, see?
It does not actually. It does not sound German, actually.
And it doesn't sound Russian?
If anything, give me, I want to say, either a perception check, or if you're trying to, would it be an insight to try to figure out what exactly they're saying?
I'll call it insight. I have a plus 17 in both, so it doesn't matter.
Dahlia is well informed, so I could roll either investigation or perception, I think, right?
That's a dirty 20 for insight.
Wilda is napping. Has Spencer
Jace.
woken up the napping Wilda?
Dahlia probably don't know. But Jace does.
The-
Dahlia,
Yeah.
you are able to discern that it's a mixture of language, at least. It's like they're combining a broken version of Spanglish with other accents and words from a different language that you're not quite familiar.
Why are they speaking Esperanza?
Esperanza?
Over with Jace, you're able to pick up bits of Irish and bits of African dialect amongst the Spanglish. It's kind of confusing.
I have a question, DM.
Shoot.
Was there a cat nearby? Or like an animal?
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Perception check. Here we go. +5. That's an 18.
Hmm. All right. Once more, another box sex.
Oh. I somehow saw more.
Minnie Mouse. As you're looking around amongst the group, trying to see if you can find any critters, you do happen to see the big head, stand up. Out of them, as you point out the person who's standing up, Dahlia recognizes that as Joe Papa of the Paparazzi Gypsy family. And you can quite clearly see him holding several ears from rabbits, from what it looks like. As a group of men that hang around the main apartment lobby seem to debate and talk what mixtures you guys can pick up amongst your scattered languages and dialect. You can tell they're trying to make trying to figure out what to play as another game. All the while, dogs are barking inside cages on either side of the group that can now be seen as some of the people are now moving out of the way. There's also a brown box that houses skittering sounds and frightened chirps that seems to be right next to Papa. Yeah, Joe Papa.
So, what are the animals saying?
I think the GM's off this shook.
I should have thought this through more.
Oh no. Oh no. Did I ask a question you were not prepared to ask?
Actually, I was.
Oh no. Oh no.
So Spencer, definitely now visibly amongst the group, seems more on edge as he can hear something that everyone else can't.
Yes, he's staring at the dog cages right now, just staring at them. Not because he's a cat. Well, yes, because he's a cat, but also because
So,
he hears something.
so as you guys are, still meandering in the group, slowly catching and growing more ire from the Gypsy gang family here. Have any of you made any attempts to kind of cover your face, hide, try to be less conspicuous? Just double checking.
I am.
Still wearing her domino.
Well, we haven't stopped wearing the masks, Ace.
I'm not wearing a mask.
No, you're normally in water form. You're currently unconscious in the cat's arms.
Yeah, I'm napping.
I'm gonna say Dahlia's got her hoodie up.
Buddy and the domino mask on. Jace, did you get a domino mask yet, or are you being obvious?
I did.
You believe you did?
I believe I did. It's not as necessary on me because the glow obstructs my face a fair bit.
No, just me and Spencer.
Oh, you, Spencer, and Transient. Transient never wears a mask.
Yeah.
Throughout this entire campaign, he has never worn a mask yet.
Same here with Spencer because he has the best mask of all. Who the fuck are you?
Right. Where the heck did I put that portion paper? Oh, I wrote it down. Don't tell me I lost it now. All this. Are you serious? Alright, alright. It's fine, it's fine. Make another notes here. As you guys are standing there trying to figure out what exactly you're about to do, some of you still some of you are masked up, except for Transient and Spencer, and Wilda, unfortunately. But Wilda's burying her face inside Spencer's arm, as far as I can tell, while she's napping.
It's fuzzy and soft. Of course she is.
Spencer meows loudly, and this catches everyone's attention, including Joe Papa, who finally sets up. Fucking Salmon! You got something to say? Coming over here with no problems. What's the matter with you?
You see Spencer look just not. Okay, first off, Spencer's in animal speak goblin mode right now, so he's not paying attention to the human. You know, like when you call your cat's name 15 times and he never actually looks at you.
Important question. Had
this.
Animal Crossing's first game come out yet at this time?
2002?
Yes.
Good question.
It sounds like he's speaking what they speak in Animal Crossing.
Good connection.
The people who know Animal Crossing, they're gonna get it, and then nobody else.
I don't think the first one had even come out yet. Nope.
Animal Crossing
64.
known in Japan as 2001 game. Yeah. It's a 2001 social simulation video game developed and published by Nintendo for the GameCube. Enhanced version of the Nintendo 64 game.
Not for another couple of months.
Yeah, we would not get it for a couple of months, especially since it would still be just released in Japan from last year.
Okay.
July.
Would love the
We're
game,
currently in
though.
July of 2002. We won't get it until September.
Okay.
Everyone else has to wait till sometime in 2003.
So yeah, Spencer just goes meow, but in a much more cat-like manner. And this guy, meow, and this guy just goes, "Fuck you say to me, man? Fuck you say to me? What you call me?"
And suddenly, 15-foot robot lands behind Spencer.
It is armed with a sword and many guns.
Oh, fair enough. He just turns around.
Fuck me! That's a big fella, ain't you? Look at you on the wild stuff. But you look great in the sci-fi pictures, huh? Oh, still give it up. Ah! The rest of the group start laughing as he makes some sort of offhanded joke.
Meow again as he says another thing.
I think we're in the wrong apartment complex.
What is Bang's all? What do you even want? Not tough.
We're looking for some weirdos in a Jeep. There are 3 of them.
Were 3 of them.
Usually there would be 3 of them together, but we're looking for the 3rd one specifically, and then I will describe what I remember of the 3rd one.
Huh. Remember seeing a Jeep? Hey, Red, you seen a Jeep? Ah, yeah, the Jeep. Over there by the other side, right? I'm only also very bill.
I'd like to
Yeah.
imagine that in Spencer's heightened sense of speed and state, he's hearing everything perfectly, but he's just not repeating it.
Yeah, Fred saw a Jeep, but he only saw 5 people in it. Didn't see 3. What kind of Jeep was it?
Yeah,
I
but
will
they did kidnap a family, didn't they?
They did. I'll describe the Jeep, and I will describe Voomhilda and Fenza, and the third one I already described, and see if they recognize those two.
As you proceed to describe the Jeep, seems not. Oh, fuck me, sounds almost exactly the same one, except that one's Periwinkle Blue. Yours sounds like Camera Green.
It was a different colored Jeep.
Yeah. Plenty of Jeeps out here. As he points a couple of dead-end vehicles, broken Jeeps, broken buggies still off to the side.
Ace, he wasn't just describing the Jeep. He was describing the people in it too.
I was getting to that.
Thank you.
And those people. Sounds familiar. He strokes like his scraggly beard. He stands about a foot taller than the rest of y'all, but he still seems kind of like thin, almost gravelly.
Gangly.
Sounds familiar. Swear, I could almost imagine seeing them if I knew an Andrew as well. Oh, I've seen Andrew, will you? He asks, looking at you guys, trying to see if you guys can connect the dots. Anyone want to make a quick insight? Jace,
Yeah.
let me.
Sure, I'll make an insight, even though as a person I didn't understand a word of that last part.
I didn't understand it. No.
I'm assuming Spencer in character would, but I did not. Oh,
James
well,
apparently understands it better than I do, I guess.
Nope.
excuse me, good sir. Could you point me?
So, Transient, you cannot make heads or tails of what he's suggesting. Who the hell is Andrew? What? You won't even talk about Andrew. Jace, you can smell this. This guy's trying to get a 20 out of you.
I mean, I'm fairly wealthy. I'll just give him a fucking 20.
You're fairly wealthy in the banking system. Did you manage to pull money out prior to being pulled out?
Yeah, I'm pretty good with that, and presumably there are a few ATMs.
Yeah, there was. All right, so you do manage to produce like a couple of 20s. Dahlia, you're able to somewhat get a good grasp on that. Now, can you do me a favor? I'm gonna need a different roll from you as you're trying to pick the pieces there, because that gave you a hint that he was asking for something that wasn't about Andrew, but you couldn't quite tell exactly.
Okay,
Let me
what do I
double-
roll?
1 second while I go back over and try to find that particular page.
You're speaking the language of the gods.
They call it gods. Memory. Let's see if I'm trying to recall something. Go ahead and give me an intellect roll, please, with a +2 for your well informed. Or sorry,
Would it be intellect or would it be like insight or something?
I'm making this a straight intellect.
Okay. So another +4. Gotcha.
Yes.
Not good.
You can use. Well, can you use a Benny?
I think she's out of pennies.
I'm still waiting for what the cat dogs say. Still waiting for the dogs to respond. There is only one DM, so let's all wait.
Sorry again.
You're good. Take your time.
Just remember, the more time he takes, the more rest Wilder gets.
Oh, I want to take a nap too.
I mean, technically, you could still
My
be.
lovely cat decided to wake me up at 4:30 this morning.
I mean, you could literally, just hop in Spencer's arms. So
I don't think I can physically do that. Dahlia could, but I can't.
if you could find a humongous cat man that has super speed, super strength, and a whole bunch of other abilities, I think you'd be on the news more than anything else. But yeah.
Yeah.
I can't tell which one of these two is on catnap. It sounds like both of them kind of are.
Both of them kind of are what?
It sounds like both of you are kind of on catnap.
Yeah, catnip. So you hand 20 over to him. He looks over. What about Jackson? Yeah, I remember those two. I also remember they had an extra friend, but where that friend went, I couldn't say. Don't even know where the other two went. What's your name with them anyway?
They're kidnappers, and we're looking for them to turn them in.
Well, you're looking in the wrong place. They ain't here. Look at these guys. Look at these guys. Come in here. They all point back at him as he, points back over at him, flashing the 20 he handed him. Anything else I can help you with?
That'll be all. Thank you, sir. And I guess we'll go check the other place now.
That's great now. Mind taking the cat for now? I don't know about the first two, but he seems to get closer to my animals. I don't want anyone near my animals. As he points over towards Spencer, who I take it has been slowly creeping closer towards the cages in the box.
Yes, has been, but now that he's seen, oh no, they're on to me. I better do what I need to do quickly. So, with every ounce of speed he can muster before the human eye can follow what he's doing, he'd like to move forward, unlatch the locks for the cages, and open the cages up.
I would like to whistle loudly to Spencer as he starts to do this. See if I can interrupt his train of thoughts like he keeps doing to me.
You can try, but this is way too fast to actually catch.
Yeah, by the time you take a breath, you'll have moved.
Jace, you did ask him where their apartment was, right?
I did not, but also there are literally two options. So if they're not here, they're not the only one.
But he says he's seen them. He can tell us where their apartment's at.
I guess I will offer them another 20 and ask if they know where their apartment is.
Just as he's getting ready to point at a couple of people to deal with Spencer, he gets distracted at the mention of more money and turns around. Wait, what?
Yeah, do you know where those guys live so that we can go apprehend them?
Out of character, Benjamin Franklin is very convincing.
Yeah, as it turns out, being rich is the best superpower. Batman had it right all along.
Yeah.
Gotta grease them wheels, guys.
Gotta grease the wheels.
We have less criminals if you just grease them wheels.
I want to imagine a guy who's like the opposite of a corrupt mafia guy who bribes judges to get a guilty verdict instead of a not guilty verdict.
Oh goodness! Listen to me. That guy.
Yeah.
I want him in the...
Here's a few thousand in charitable donations as long as you make sure no one bribes you besides me.
You better be honest, or I swear to God I'm taking this money back.
You better be honest, or I'm telling the fucking feds. All you have to do is your job and nothing happens.
So you hand him more money as he gladly takes it. Spencer, you quickly undo the latches, and from the brown box comes skittering this white rabbit who bounces around the apartment complex's parking lot, slowly followed by two Dobermans, hot on its tail.
Oh no.
Real quick, do you think the rabbit's gonna get fucked?
They're trying to make more money, man. Out of character, of course.
Come on, $40 says it gets caught.
I honestly don't know what you're saying at this point anymore, DM. So I'm just going to gesture to the guy.
Says that the rabbit gets caught by the Doberman.
Okay. So he's placing a bet on if the rabbit's going to get caught or not, right?
Oh boy. So, question, DM.
Yes.
Which voice was from which?
You can tell the loud ones are coming from the ones not in the box. The one that was starting to get louder was coming from inside the box.
Oh. So the one from the box was the rabbit, and one from the cages were the dogs.
And you unlocked them all.
Yes, I did. And the
I gotta make a quick 2 rolls and then a third roll.
no, sorry. Before that happens, he picks up the rabbit. Wait, I have to roll initiative, don't I?
So while Spencer's doing that, we're gathering intel from these guys who are just greedy. Spencer's having his side adventure.
I have to roll initiative, don't I? DM,
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, plus 14. And 18. I just got higher.
All right, so as they're getting information, Spence, in your quick time awareness, you do see the animals making their motions. It is your first move. What exactly are you doing?
So I see the two Doberman going after the rabbit, right?
Yep.
I still have Willed in my arms, don't I?
Yep.
Put the rabbit in her arms. It's an
Yeah.
extra fluffy. It's a blanket now.
It's a blanket now. How big is this rabbit, by the way? Is it like a big bunny, or is it like one of those cute ones?
It's still in its youth, about maybe a year old. Definitely a pet rabbit, from what it looks like.
Why, but
It's a plushie,
I'm imagining my cousin Vinny in the scene where it's like these two Utes were seen. Utes. Oh, sorry, Your Honor. I mean youths. But yeah, he is going to really, really fast, just while the rabbit is hopping, move forward enough so that the rabbit gets caught by his chest, kind of, and cradled by Wilda, and then he's on the other side of the parking lot, I'm guessing.
All right. Technically, that's going to be considered a grab attempt. So,
Yes, it is.
give me a grab attempt.
I really hope that this rabbit doesn't turn out to be an actual eldritch abomination that has ungodly amounts of protection and dodge and fortitude.
No,
So-
it's just a rabbit, though. I mean, have you ever tried catching a rabbit by hand?
Yes.
Yes.
You already know how difficult it is.
Yes.
How
It's a
fast
pet
they are.
rabbit. Not hard.
Maybe.
All right, let's see here. That will be a grab attempt, and my grab is a plus.
But you're
6.
unarmed. So yeah.
My unarmed is a plus 6, so I'm good.
They'll have Will in the arms.
Plus 6. That's a 15.
So as you run up, you manage to get yourself right in the position for try to intercept it in mid hop. But right as you feel it touching you, it kicks off of you and pushes off.
Can I free
You-
action speak before it does that, or not?
You'll have your 6 seconds. Go ahead.
And meow meow speak. I will take you away from here and save you.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion roll with that one.
Oh God, something I'm not good at.
If you have the ability to do persuasion. Let's
Yeah, I
see.
do. I just got it's a -1, but I have the ability to.
While Spencer's doing this, I'm going to just casually lean over to my fellow learned friend that is transient and ask if he has done any looking into the potential effects of the mystery slag on the wildlife in the area who are also eating the polluted, or sorry, drinking the polluted water.
I would have to ask the Rents. They're the ones that have been doing most of the research.
Understood. I will look into that and find this information.
All right.
I just came to a sudden realization that Jace doesn't know that Spencer is an actual cat and not just a very stupid teenager.
Who's wearing a cat suit?
I mean, he would just assume that it's a mutation. He wouldn't know that it's a cat suit.
Oh,
He's just
actually,
assuming
be
that
vice versa. One of his powers is a very convincing disguise, I believe, which makes almost everyone who looks at him think it's just a fursuit. A very convincing fursuit.
Yes, but this is the day and age before that happened. Not
There are
quite.
still furries around.
Oh, I know.
Even if that's the case, Jace is just reasoning based off the knowledge he has. Oh, this guy's probably just a teenager and with a really unfortunate mutation who's making the best of it.
Right, like the fursuit's actually covering up a horrible scarred,
Yeah,
scarred visage.
Victorian age fursuits, so like, don't be surprised. They just didn't have the anime faces or whatever.
Oh, Rabbit's turn.
Darn.
It does not seem convinced,
Darn.
especially after looking up at you in your mid-speak of meows and see sharp teeth, covered in slightly red sauce. It's never eaten pizza before, so
Oh,
I
yeah,
wouldn't know.
right. I forgot I ate pizza.
Yeah, but it can smell tomatoes just fine.
It can smell tomatoes.
It's also hiding in fear as two other dogs are barking in the background.
That's fair.
The rabbit is on the move and proceeds to push forward another 30 feet and skits another 10 feet in the corner, heading towards the right of the building complex, towards where the indicated Jeep is. While that's happening, Jace, you're asking about the
Location of their apartment. I have offered more money.
Benjamin Franklin can be very convincing.
Well, he's using Andrew Jackson's.
Oh.
which in mass quantities can be equally convincing.
Mm-hmm.
At least
And less
five.
traceable.
Well, you know, this is back in 2002. A 20 could actually buy something.
Yep.
The smile is growing wider as he looks over. He's making wild hand gestures, trying to get them to understand. Just stay. As the rest of the group were starting to get up and try to follow the animals as they're making their chase. He does point up towards the indicated apartments, the one with the one lit lights.
All right,
That's
thank
one.
you. Thank you for your assistance. So I turn back to the others. So about the breach and clear strategy, and I'm just ignoring him now that he's gotten his money.
As he turns back in. No good knowing where they are if they aren't there.
I mean, that information still helps. Thank you.
Right. Moving on to dog number 1, who's going to try to follow closely at the rabbit first, trying to attempt to nip it at the heel.
Interception.
Before a Spencer quickly jumps in front of it.
Ow, my arm. You have bitten my arm.
Spencer, does a 15 beat your parry?
I would be surprised if it did, but it does not.
15 doesn't beat your parry?
No,
Good.
it does not.
So you manage to feel like teeth attempt to claw through your onto your ankles, but you quick with your speed, you manage to just move it to where he only catches fur. It looks up at you and gives like an indignant face. Why mine?
If only I could
That's
speak.
that's turn. Next doggo gonna make the same attempt. Coming around trying to catch up to the rabbit. You've already intercepted before, so you can't do it a second time.
Yeah, that's right. Used my reaction. Oh.
And he
poor
bites
baby.
the bumper of a ill-placed, broken-down vehicle as the rabbit curtails and continues on its motion to dodge and try to run away. Back up to you, Spence. What are you doing?
I assume the sudden movement and the bites would wake Wilda up.
Yes. Yes, it would. Kind of, unless you were really, really asleep.
He is exhausted, but with the short nap, I will say that we can alleviate that towards.
No. I'm fine with still being exhausted.
Okay, so
It's
she's
just
still
sudden
exhausted.
movement.
Yes. All right. So, for Wilda's perspective, the world is slightly a blur as you feel the furry body you're clinging on to just jut in places you're not sure, and wind whipping around you. You could have sworn you saw a rabbit like close by your head when your eyes opened up, but then the rabbit moved, and you're back to the whirling blur that is the world around you. Before he stops, and you notice you're at a parking lot in an apartment complex area, and there are dogs around you.
Oh. What's going on, Spencer? Yeah. She rubs her eye.
I wish I had my turn. I wish I
It
could
is
speak.
Spencer's turn.
Oh, it is my turn. All
Yeah.
right.
I woke up on your turn.
Right. Of course, I knew that.
So
And,
go ahead.
Let's see here. Spencer will respond in 6 seconds, going, saving a rabbit.
Oh, okay.
You
So
can
that's
go
what
back
you
to
respond to her. What were you responding to the dog?
Why? Mine. Spencer will go, I will give you more food if you leave the rabbit basically just go, I give food, you leave rabbit alone.
All right, give me a persuasion. Go ahead and add +2 because dogs are easy to persuade with food.
Oh yeah, it's like saying walk. and my dog just perked up at that word.
Walk, walkies, walk.
+1. That's a 19. I'm really persuasive. If you get a nat 20 on this, I'm gonna be really fucking pissed.
Well, first is the rabbit's turn. That proceeds to continue running, heading towards the indicated jeep, trying to hide beneath it. Up to bat now would be the. Actually, no, I'm gonna do a real quick stealth check for that rabbit. That rabbit is not stealthy. That rabbit is like just right behind the tire, but because of its white fur, it could be easily spot. Going on with the first dog. Dog is going to attempt to discern and
Just meets it. I just meet it.
Meets it, beats it.
yep. So I'm going to side on the hero side, and the dog just gives you a bit of a sniff. You smell human food. You sure you promise?
Spencer will. Oh god, I don't have the time. I don't have the time to actually say that, but I'm sure I interested the other dog.
The other dog, whose teeth had been rattling against a car bumper, was completely distracted and farther away from your conversation.
Darn.
So that doggo is gonna go and see if he can't find the rabbit. Which it does! Able to sniff down that rabbit, so you do hear the squeaking of, "Oh God, help!
no.
Oh God!"
Interception.
Interpose.
Interpose, I mean. Interpose. I do have interpose, so don't say I don't. Just like all of a sudden, I'm underneath the car. How'd you get there?
Yep, alright, I will allow that. So as you do hear it and you do see the rabbit about to get clamped on, you do shift over there. Does a 19 beat yours, Paris?
Yes, it actually does.
So you get over
What's
there.
its damage?
Yeah, what's the damage rank?
It is only damage rank 3.
So no.
So you do feel it clamp around your ankle. Funny, it massages.
Funny massage. Let me check that.
Back
Yeah.
at the top.
Oh wait. Yeah. So
Willa, although you are exhausted, would you mind giving me a perception check real quick?
rank 3 damage. Jesus.
So that'll be at a -2.
Especially with the world still turning.
She's
Minus-
impaired and hindered, so she's slowed and has a technical disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
Please roll for me. Please.
What
What
am
you
I
see?
rolling?
Perception.
Oh, okay.
Once more, please roll for me. Please,
Yeah,
what you see?
Okay, let me roll that at a +4. 16.
Hey, you still made it. Let me send this over to you real quick.
Go to sleep. Go to sleep, my sweet baby.
DM is talking in my head for the first time this session.
This is an important moment. It will define future generations for eons to come.
Has the rabbit suddenly transformed into a burning bush?
No, a burning pizza.
Oh no, a tragedy.
A tasty one?
A burnt pizza.
Hey. Pizzas are good no matter if they're burnt or not.
It's called charcoal. It is no longer pizza at that point.
Yeah.
It's hard to burn a pizza, to be honest.
And it is easy to burn a pizza.
Yeah.
Not for my taste, at least. Just kidding.
Excellent. That's it.
How does it feel to be magi before Egypt?
Spencer, you have a dog wrapped around your ankle, and Wilda's in your arms. What you gonna do?
If I'm working on Spencer's initiative, I would get up out of his arms.
All right, you're gonna get up out of his arms.
Mm-hmm.
Then from here on, I will suggest waiting. I will say that you will have to wait for your next action until after the dogs, if that's okay.
That's fine. I
Alright,
am
so-
slowed and hindered, so.
Alrighty. So Spencer, Wilda has gotten out of your arms. You are now Wildaless at the current moment, but you do have a dog on you.
Darn.
What you gonna do?
Let's see here. Dog is still hungry. Rabbit is not safe. So I am going to try and convince the dog with promise of treat and food. I'm going to go ahead and say as a free action. What was the thing that the other dog asked me again? Sorry.
The first dog asks if you really mean to keep the promise of food, since you smell like human food. The second dog has not made any promises or has spoken to you at all. It was too focused on trying to get that rabbit, and you stepped in.
Spencer will go ahead and say to the first dog, yes, I promise to give you food. And to the second dog, he will say, if you stop now, I'll give you food and treat.
Alright, go ahead and give me another persuasion roll for the second dog.
With another +2.
Yeah.
Alrighty then. I included treat though, so we'll soon have. Persuasion. That's another +1.
Boss, give me the donkey.
Oh god damn it. +1. 16. Pretty good.
Alrighty. The rabbit seems to still be in shock and terror after nearly being bitten into by the dog. I'm going to politically say that it has not started running just yet. Going over to the next dog, who takes your offer of food to heart and just sits open, waiting, licking its chops. The other dog.
Like dogs. One priestess is missing.
Yay!
He lets go of your ankle and gives it a couple of licks. Really? Food?
Ah, yes. Pizza solves all problems. Yeah, is that the end of combat?
End of the chase, yes. As Wilda does make her motions over towards her discovery, and I take it you're about to go run off and grab pizza for the dogs.
I'm about to run out, grab pizza for the dogs, come back. Hold on a minute. I remember their dumpster as extra tasty pizza, right?
Yeah.
The pizza restaurant is extra tasty pizza in the dumpster, right?
At their dumpster, yes. You're not quite sure how often their dumpsters go to other places, or if there's an available dumpster nearby.
And then Spencer's gonna look over to Jace, just look over to Jace. Oh, he's giving away those paper things people used to buy pizzas with. I better ask him to get some paper to buy pizzas with.
Speaking of, Jace and Transient, have you guys decided on your approach of that apartment?
Well, unless something changed, breach and clear is still the way to go, I think.
You Spencer like a battering ram. Good.
I mean, that wasn't at all what I was thinking, but go off.
So if you're not gonna, if you're dead set on doing that, I think you're gonna be making your way towards the front of the area to start finding a set of stairs to head up, or maybe I'll. One more time, Jace.
Can you repeat what you asked me? Because I missed it.
Sorry, I was asking if you're heading towards the lobby of the apartment complex, trying to find any sort of outside or inside stair set to go up.
Probably, yeah.
Of Sweetwater, or are we going to Mama Rosa?
After using the great and careful power of money, Jace was able to get the information that their apartment is up in this particular building, up on the 3rd floor.
Okay. Yeah, Dahlia could just teleport up there. If you'd like.
Can you take someone with you when you teleport? I feel like if we
Only
give
if they're
Spencer...
60 pounds or less.
Is Spencer 60 pounds or less?
No.
Is
No.
he?
No, he is not.
Puddle might be.
No.
No one is. The dog might be.
Wait, I think
Is
60 pounds. Let me
oh,
check.
sorry, Droplet. Is Droplet 60 pounds or less?
Droplet, or if she were to split right now, each one would be 55 pounds.
I'm suggesting, as a possibility, you teleport in, and then whichever half of Wilda you take with you will then immediately cuff this son of a bitch before he can do his thing.
All right, I dig this plan.
Not even going to give him an opportunity to use his powers. Just got to shut him down before he can do anything of that sort.
Well, you see that Wilda is no longer in Spencer's arms.
Yeah, no. Transient's been watching this entire thing. Yeah, I'll be right back. As he walks over to where Wilda's at.
See her slowly hobbling towards a car.
Well, if they're not up for it, not Wilda, I forget the name. Dahlia, how do you feel about just trying to break his legs as soon as you get in there?
Dahlia grins and pulls out a cleaver.
Sounds like that's a go if we don't have Wilda's support. All right.
Goodness, coming up with plans as they're double checking one particular portion. Transient, as you come up towards Wilda, you do notice that she's taking particular interest in that periwinkle blue Jeep that the discussion earlier was about.
You'll see her trying to slowly transform back into her water form while no one's looking.
What'd you see?
I think they're in the car.
Alright.
As you approach the vehicle, you do notice that the vehicle's windows are covered with poorly laid cardboard covers. Like, we're talking like cardboard and maybe some duct tape, but there's still spots to look into.
Ace, did you leave the family in the car in the summer in Arizona?
Yeah.
So we're about to find some corpses.
Or
They're not dead.
extremely dehydrated, overheated people who will need an ambulance immediately.
Put in a car in Texas for 2 hours, they die.
Ace, it's been 3 days. If they're still in that car, they're dead.
First and foremost, why do you think they hired a group of people? They were being watched. Why do you think they were covered with cardboard covers?
Cardboard's not gonna be enough, buddy.
It'll make it worse.
Cardboard's gonna make it worse. That's gonna keep the heat in.
Through laws of plot and completely not the laws of physics, they're completely alive and fine.
I would say that they're at least like on the verge of death.
Yeah, that would be standard heroics.
Yeah, sounds about right.
I feel like if they're in this car, we have to go with the leg break plan. It's just an obligation morally.
Alright. Well.
Alright, so Dahlia will take a gun instead of the cleaver.
Give me a second.
Ed, you think you can make a flashbang so Dahlia can get in there and then just cut off this dude at the knees, literally?
Well, I'm kind of far away from you at the moment.
Well, we're not going in yet.
Yeah, I'm all the way at the Jeep, which is other side of the yard from where you're currently standing.
Yeah.
Because I'm over there near Puddle at the moment.
When they're over in like a short alley on the right side of the complex.
Alright, so let me get this thing open then.
Okay.
As he'll clap his hands and touch the lock and simply transform the lock and its entire mechanism into sand.
You know, I would make you roll if there was a lock. Upon closer inspection, as you go to look for the lock, there wasn't any lock. This person who has left them in here was very, very cruel. But has somehow left them enough resources to still be alive.
It's a car, Ace.
Yes. But you're not dealing with anybody who... you're not just dealing with somebody. You're dealing with somebody who can manipulate matter.
Alright, then the entire door is now sand.
That's fair enough.
That is a lock at this point.
As the door disappears, descending down, cascading into a pile of sand. You do hear the exasperated gasps of like hoorays and thank gods coming from the family inside. The mother and father are still somewhat aware, clinging to consciousness, but they're definitely worn. The 3 children in the back are currently passed out asleep. The youngest one seems to be in the worst for wear.
Yeah, I would start checking pulses.
Are you ascertain their condition? I'm gonna give a call. As he pulls out his BlackBerry and calls 911.
Yeah.
911, what's your emergency?
Yeah, I found a missing family stuck in a vehicle. Currently, Wilda, how's their condition?
Uh,
Bad.
they need help.
Yeah, I need an ambulance ASAP, and I'll give the address.
5. They'll need. Tell them that there are 5 victims.
Yeah, I got 5 victims.
All right, well, what exactly are they suffering from, real quick? We do have paramedics preparing to head on the way.
I assume I'll make a treatment.
And he
Yes?
will say in the most teenage voice ever, stuck in car in the middle of summer. What do you
22.
think?
3 days.
Well, you can tell they're suffering from severe heat exhaustion, almost borderline heat stroke. They have been baking in this, and the guys who have been watching over them have been somehow periodically getting water in there, somehow cooling them, keeping them barely clinging to life.
Okay, at that point, Wilda just makes herself into a wet blanket.
Aw.
Just blankets all of them to try and cool them down. Heat exhaustion. Tell them that we're putting water on them.
DM, I have a question
Extreme
now.
heat exhaustion. Pretty sure they're dehydrated. Or trying to cool them down slowly.
Alrighty, alright. Yeah, dehydration. Extra packs. No, saline and water. Alright, they're getting prepared and they're on their way now.
Alright. Well,
Spencer, you said you had a question real quick.
I do. Let's see here. Spencer's is transient finished with his phone call because Spencer remembers that one time that Wilda asked Dad about something while he was on the phone and Dad got angry. So he's being a good boy and waiting till he's finished with his phone call.
Alright.
So
What's up,
after disseminating the information to dispatch location, letting them know the conditions, etc., we will hang up.
Okay, good, because Spencer's just been sitting there the whole time just staring at you. I'll go ahead and ask. The dogs are hungry and they won't leave the rabbit alone until you give them food. So can you turn, like, that car door into hamburgers or something?
I've never tried turning inorganic to organic before.
Go ahead and give me an alchemist check.
What about something like organic to organic? There's got to be something organic around here. What's organic mean?
That is a 14.
So, you make a clap. You got the idea of what a hamburger would look like, and you touch the sand. And you got glass burgers. You got the shape down, but you just couldn't get the consistency right as you just hold up a full solid would look like a cheeseburger if it wasn't see-through one solid lump of glass.
How about I do this instead? As he goes over to about 5 or 6 pounds of rock and just transforms them into raw hamburger.
That's fair.
Dahlia's now
Spencer
interested.
I know.
Go ahead.
Dahlia's just like walking out like, oh.
Go ahead and give me another
grabs the
alchemist
glass.
check.
Oh, it's the best kind of hamburger. Wagyu.
You've actually been really studious on this. While you can't get the exact multiple organic substances to make a full-on hamburger, you can, however, figure out getting at least one ingredient. And so far, converting granite to ground beef, even if it's raw, has been your best step so far between inorganic to organic transformation. That being said, now you're feeling peckish too.
Spencer just looks at the glass hamburger and takes a massive bite out of it. And the best part is he's not hurt at all because
It has a damage rating of 1. It's glass.
he just,
Yeah,
he just
yeah,
starts eating it, no blood, no nothing, just swallows it and goes, "That didn't taste really good."
Oh my God, is it in it? Ah! Oh, fine, that's $20 now. Over in the group, there were talks of like what exactly you were gonna do once they started seeing you pick up the glass. The minute you bit into it and heard the crunch, the entire group physically winced in disgust and in pain. And it seems like Joe Papa is making more money than he expected today.
Spence, that's glass. That is not food.
Just takes another bite out of it. It's like, but if I keep eating it, it's gonna taste better, right?
It's gonna taste like nothing. It's like eating air, my friend.
Can you make air?
Technically.
Air burger.
Now you say that in between like bites of raw meat. You're not quite sure which kind of ground beef it is. It doesn't taste free range, but it doesn't taste like GMO either. This is some very interesting homemade ground beef.
Homemade
Hey,
ground
hey,
beef.
hey, 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 that's supposed to be for the dogs.
Yeah, the dogs are beside her eating it.
We're sharing.
Oh God, we've got 2 dogs and a random girl eating from a pile of completely perfectly edible raw meat on the ground in a parking lot, while a cat's eating a glass burger.
And we have the paramedics on the way.
Yes, nothing's wrong here.
Just
The
another
people
day
who
in Power
really
Goal.
the people who need help are inside that Jeep, not out here.
All right,
All right.
Jace. If you can get me up to the wall, we can just simply breach enter there.
You hear slight snores from the water blanket.
Nice
Jace,
and warm.
Okay. I'm basically calling Spencer. Spencer, yo.
Oh God.
I'm gonna hold up the cuffs, and I'm gonna show him how they open. And I'm gonna say, when Transient opens this wall, I need you to run in and put these on the guy inside, over their wrist. Okay?
Yes.
Okay. And then once you do that, I'm going to turn to Dahlia, hit him in the knees,
You got it.
and then I will have in Prime slowly, like he'll have it so that Transient is standing on his 2 open hands, and then he will have him slowly raise up to the wall on the exterior side of the building.
Yeah, 3rd floor.
And then once he is up, I will wait for everything to go down.
All right. So I roll. Do I teleport now?
Yeah.
Open the wall, Spencer, do your rush, and then you teleport and hit him in the knees.
Ace?
I'm listening.
Let me think. I don't remember the exact chemical composition that they use. I'm gonna
When
do
you
a
ask-
2-part. I'm gonna do a 2-part alchemy conversion here. I'm gonna turn the inside of the wall into a magnesium flashbang.
Jiminy Christmas, dude.
Did you
He
expect
reloads.
anything else?
And the external portion of the wall into sand.
We're not dealing with Mr. Matter like we dealt with the other two. We're not giving this one a chance. We're angry. We're
Congratulations, the entire world's a flashbang. Make a dexterity saving throw or keep you die.
This is not going to be an easy one. Well, let's see if I can even...
Natural 20, please. Natural 20.
That's a 21, so it's well above my DC to do it.
All right. So, are you doing the sand first or the magnesium flashbang setup first?
So the flashbang setup is going to be about the size of a fist.
All right.
And then the external portion of the wall is going to transmute into sand at the same time.
All right. So go ahead and give me that second portion just to make sure you get the timing and composition right.
You know, with as much crap as I'm turning into sand, I'm starting to think I should add a Ditto memory to my frickin' thing.
Like, I remember how this goes. I just turned into sand.
Both of them are 21s.
Yeah, both beat it. So, within seconds, as you look at everyone, making sure that everyone's set, you clap, you set the wall. You feel the sand start dribbling down as the magnesium gets ready to prime and pop. Are you setting off the magnesium now?
It's supposed to be an instantaneous, or rather a simultaneous effect. So
Okay,
that's why I turned the outer wall into sand, so that when it blows, it's gonna muffle the sound on my side, but not his side.
All right.
I'm also going to be covered in sand here in a second.
He's going to have all 5 fingers up, and then he's going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So everyone has time to get ready and do their things on cue.
Yeah.
5 more minutes. You hear from the car.
Ain't that adorable?
She's like
Oh.
asleep. Spread out to help cool them down.
Oh no.
So, Jace, as you're preparing to watch them all set themselves up and the flashbang get ready to go off, you do hear someone on the side of you go, "What you guys doing?"
Who's beside him?
My question is, how did he not notice him with a passive 27?
Yeah. There's almost no way unless he could do the time thing, and we know this isn't the time guy.
You did not. You did see him come up from the side of the building, go over towards the group. Huh?
Do I recognize it then?
Yeah, he's wearing some over burly clothing. It doesn't seem noticeable. If anything, it seems kind of like a random passerby normally. Go ahead and give me an investigation or an insight, actually.
Insight of a passive 27 as well? Ace, remember who you're talking to.
Yes, I know. I'm asking for a perception, for an insight from somebody with plus 17.
I have a plus 17 in investigation, too. What do you want from me, DM?
Either or.
Cool. 28.
Nah, don't recognize them all. Definitely seems to you like a grifter, like one of these grungy looking guys from the group here that was hanging around Joe Papa.
Yeah, I'm way too.
Insight?
I'm way too high on that suspicion thing from earlier. I am going to use my thing that I can do, where I scramble people's brains briefly.
Yeah, I see nothing.
If this is really just a passerby, he'll be fine in the long run. If it's the dude, we've got him. So I'm doing the scramble.
You're doing the scramble.
Yeah.
Let me double check your scramble ability real quick.
So you have told Spencer that once the doors open, I go in and I cuff the guy. You have
Once
not
the
told
wall's
me to
open.
stop yet.
Let me check
Doing
the
that-
ability.
You're doing that magnetic seizure, right? The affliction one?
Yes.
All right. And you're doing this to everybody within range, or is it just the one person? Trying to figure out this
Why would I do it to
instant
my
standard
ally?
perception.
Yeah, he's doing it to the one person that literally just came up to him and asked what the hell they're doing.
Fair enough. 1 second.
Ah, yes, totally random stranger. Seizure.
It's not a proper seizure, it just applies conditions. He's either going to be dazed, stunned, or incapacitated outright, depending on how hard he fails. If he fails.
12. Your DC was a 11. Looks like he passes it by barely 1 point. So you do your magnetic seizure. You try to focus in on this guy. He stands there. He raises his head a bit, kind of like rubs the temple. So you gonna stand there looking at my beautiful eyes? Or you gonna talk to me?
Only if you
And
happen to know the fellow who's in this apartment.
flashbang goes off.
Flashbang goes.
That's
Where?
6 seconds, so good sir.
Flashbang goes off. Spencer, you rush up. You find a figure amongst the dust and sand inside, and you just slap those cuffs on the arms. Dolly, you'll pop over. Are you shooting or are you cutting?
She's gonna look at him in the cuffs and say, "Okay, that's just not fair."
All right. Let me double check your perception.
Spencer's been told to do a task. He's doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So, as you say, that's just not fair. You see the dust settle, and Spencer is trying to be standing above a mannequin with like the weirdest wig
Yeah,
style.
I'm going to do the seizure again unless the DM says we're rolling initiative right now.
I don't think we will
That'll
be.
that'll
This is
be
all
next
happening.
time.
This is all happening in 6 seconds, good sir.
Well,
And yes, the GM did burn a Benny for that, so I'll only have 2 Bennies next time.
Dun, dun, dun.
I knew the second someone showed up that it was going to be a screw you, you're not getting your breach and clear, no matter how well planned it was. I
Oh, you
knew
got
it.
your breach and clear. It was beautifully done. It's
Yeah, but
just
it didn't work because the guy wasn't in there despite the stuff that we found earlier.
To be fair, I think the barking dogs and all the shouting might have tipped him off.
Not to mention,
bit.
if you're listening to the police scanners, we found the
Yeah, but there
Swartz
wouldn't-
family call went in.
Name was never mentioned. We said we found a family locked in a vehicle, extreme exhaustion and dehydration.
Fair.
It's just
Well,
frustrating
you
that
gave
that was...
the address, remember?
Yeah, but that's a paramedic scanner, not police scanner. That is a completely different frequency.
Spencer's still standing triumphantly atop the mannequin. Just goes, "No need to thank me."
It's just a bit frustrating.
It honestly happens, though.
It
Mhm.
does. Out of character, it does, but in character, Spencer's still very happy that he did what he was asked.
truth be told,
get
if I
pizza
didn't
again?
still have Bennies, that probably would have been it. Not gonna lie.
That was your last penny, good sir.
That wasn't. I still have 2.
You used 3 last session.
Yes, and I have a Benny for each player.
You have 5
and
Bennies.
you
You
used
used 1 in the first session, you used 1 right now, and 3 last session. That's 5.
Yes. Yes.
What did I use the first 2 Bennies for?
the first
First-
penny you used in order to prevent her from being suffocated by a pure nitrogen atmosphere.
Right.
And
That I
I think
recall.
he did one against Dahlia because she was gonna, she got through the bubble.
Fair enough. All right.
Anyway, thank you for watching the stream. We hope you enjoyed. We will see you
Thank-
in 2 weeks.
Once more, big shout out to Yuro Kakage for hosting us here. Thank you everyone for joining us. It's been we're still having a wild time, and we hope you join us for the next session in 2 weeks.
Stay classy.
I'll see you next time.
We gonna get it.